with your flashy moves. And if they get too close, be like, hiya, and then just push them away.
Hiya.
With a kick.
Hayabusa.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to jump into game number 2, and I believe the Devs here feel like the draft has gotten better, but is it going to be enough? Boostgate, can they actually get a win against Team Zone?
They need to, right? If they still want to stay on top of their group, of Group A, they need to stay on top. They need to find an equalizer and force this to a game number 3. Otherwise, you know, Team Zone looking pretty good up there. But let's see, right? With the changes with the Hayabusa now in the jungle for Kazue, it seems like it's a more familiar territory for him to utilize. And as well as an addition of a marksman in the gold lane, they should be able to scale a lot better. So that window that we saw in game number 1 with the draft that they were, you know, set on, it's not going to be applicable here. A little bit more flexible when it comes down to execution.
Yep. And we got to look at the movements of a Walker here because, again, as a Cho, you can use as a zoner. Just make sure that you don't overcommit because sometimes when you do have a good set, your team kind of got baited to think that it is a good fight to take, but might not be. Speaking of, we got to look at the spells here. Kenny is going for that flicker, and Kate is having that purify.
That damage. Good carry. It's a good lane for the carry. Obviously, you're gonna have a good time, but once it comes to the mid game where you have to fight a lot, it's hard to traverse your way into that backline of Team Zone.
Jushin Emblem.
Yeah.
Oh, with the pull yourself together, thinking that you might get ganked quite a few times, so making sure that the flicker is up more often. But there's one small thing that we do have to discuss here, which is the roam boots, where with the changes, especially for Conceal, we just saw that Walker had to go for the Encourage. And Encourage, you kind of have to be with your team to get the full benefits.
Uh-oh, Shadow Kale on towards K. You cannot purify damage, and that's going to be Kazue getting the first blood.
So you can see now that Boostgate, they're playing to their winning lane, right? They're giving a kill over. I don't think they should contest for this objective, but...
Yep, they want to. Mountain Shocker, and Kazue again! A thief from Boostgate Esports. That's going to be the lift-off, but Identity has to move back. Here comes XC, but in the back, that's going to be Bankai getting Walker. Bankai will look for more of the hammer. The RWM being popped up. Identity has to go back into a safer position. He can't. He gets knocked up. Kenny gets the kill. Shadow kill from Kazue! And a heroic entrance from the Ninja. And Identity loses his life.
Overall, that was good because sometimes you do have to make that kind of play where your opponent don't expect you to go for it, but you still go for it. But again, even with the overextension, Boostgate does have a goal lead, so I think that's still good for them. And this is the big difference when you see just changing your jungler, right? Like, let's look at the hand cam here. Now that you're using Assassin, it doesn't matter using Shin or the Hayabusa, you can actually impact the map.
Look at that. Shadow Kale on towards Bright. One more hit. Bright is tanky. High loss. Can't really take down easily.
Damn, that was close. That was close, and I think that was also before Hunter Strike, right? So with the Hunter Strike, I think we could expect a lot more coming in from Kazue. That was unable for him to do that when he was on the Gwyn.
Yep.
All right.
Look at XC now. The one that will be slain by Team Zone. And yeah, Eterna obviously with the Gwyn. You can't really do flashy moves like that and impact the map. Now though, Kazue bags 3 kills.
Yep.
Counter-Strike as well.
Sorry,
Looking pretty good. Looking at the emblem builds here as well. Black Eye Shield for Walker, and now the having a lot more armor for the side of Boostgate. So they're really just worried about Zexora and possibly Bankai. Kenny is not something that they're too worried about right now.
I mean, up top with the XC again. A target of operation for Team Zone pops the consecration, and he's gonna be fine. XC will be able to try to sustain it, but the blazing the well towards away into safety. The carry will still be safe. That's gonna be resources spent, and now they're gonna focus on the turtle now. The backline, that's gonna be Zexora.
Chow masuk. Mega kill untuk Hayabusa. Turtle ditinggalkan. Turtle didapatkan oleh Kazu. Flicker digunakan oleh Bankai. Baik tu guys. Nampak garang tim Turki kali ni.
That was so worth, right? They got the kills, they got the neutral objective. They're still at perfect turtle, by the way, and they were able to layer in an additional kill for RX. So now RX has a little bit more resources to work with up against K, and a lot more shield, gold shield, and they should be able to get that turret down as well in the top side of the map. How are they doing this when they couldn't do it in game 1?
I would say they look much cleaner now because when they actually go for it engage, they can actually get a kill, enough damage there from Kazooie as well as RX, which is different from the previous game. They can set it up, they just could not finish it. So I think this looks much better because there's balance in the draft. And I gotta say, shout out to Walker as well with the changes of the Joe using the encourage. He's actually staying around his team just to make sure he gives the extra defenses to his team, because usually as a Joe, you want to chase after the back line, but this time, even if you do, you're still close enough to your team to have full value of the encourage roam boots.
So yeah, that's why they're playing in close proximity, especially for Wagner. All of the staff completed for RX. That's going to be a swift...
Kayu kali ni
I
guys.
believe not yet.
One more.
Lacking the DHS, excuse me. Well,
Level,
it
cool.
is very quick. And Kazooie picks up the Sky Piercer. He is warranted to get that item. He really justified because he has 4 kills.
Tenang kan, Revitalize dibuka oleh High Loss. Ranus masuk. Terus Bahway juga telah dibuka. Ultimate bisa dikembangkan dengan mudah.
Again, cutting
Okay.
down.
Ulus stack Sky Piercer untuk Hayabusa.
Check, 2 check, 3 check. Like, even if Kazooie gets killed out and he loses the stacks on the Sky Piercer, they still have RX to fall onto. Like you mentioned, only a little bit more away from that Swift Trinity. That's a flicker already burnt out there by Kenny.
Leaf.
They're feeling the pressure, and I think Boostgate, they're gonna be on the way to that perfect turtle. Team Zone can't contest.
Yeah, they're maximizing all that they have, the resources, and yeah, obviously Team Zone, they have to concede.
Perfect turtle guys, Haya.
Turtle will be 3. I think that's 2. That's 3 even. Perfect turtle for Kazooie and for Boostgate.
Right now for a team, so they just gotta play around K. And
Bagus
play
kan
around
video
K,
aku.
not
Bagus, Ifat.
for the skills, but actually making sure that he gets the farm. That's the biggest problem. As long as his quad gets farm, and I feel like he needs. I'm hesitant to say Wind of Nature because yes, you can deal with the Haya,
Oop.
but true damage, man, true damage from the carry makes it quite difficult to itemize against.
Yeah. That Wind of Nature will quite possibly be in vain, especially with the passive that the carry
Look at
has.
that goal difference.
2,000.
Yeah. The goal difference is insane.
Oh,
Rasanya
see,
Virtus
again.
Pro wildcard ni
Should be able
bah.
to get out though.
Aku rasa Virtus Pro atau ni kot. Team
okay,
Zone
it's fine,
atau
it's
Boostgate ni.
Oh, Kazooie goes in.
Yang bakal layak.
Okay.
Tapi team China tu kuat juga.
Taunting the players of Team Zone.
Team Malaysia bila? Oh, Malaysia bila?
Bangkai.
Tak lah.
That's just gonna be it.
Sorry doh guys, kadang YouTube aku pandai mati sendiri
Get
doh,
all
aku tak
the
tahu kenapa.
resources from Team
Yep.
Zone in a very, very
Malaysia
confident way.
bila.
Zexora sent up top again to just clear the way.
Yep. And this is one of those situations where you just gotta
10
talk to
Januari
each other
guys.
and say, Sheila, don't be extra, right? Because they're in a very good position here, Boostgate. They should not be forcing fights and possibly getting throws. So just do like this. Take easy, clean.
Guangzhou Gaming bah.
RX now with the
Itu pun not
Viewfinder
bad juga
sword.
tu.
They should be very confident. And just play at their own
Kita tengok esok diorang lawan
force
macam
things
mana.
out. Jangan maksa.
Besok penentuan.
Jangan maksa. Nice.
Siapa yang bakal masuk ke
yes, maksa.
ke apa panggil
It's the same.
dia
It's the
punya
same, it's the same. But with an A.
I know my
perlawanan melayakkan diri
I know my Indonesian.
semi-final, decider stage.
Uh-oh. Kazooie. Obviously with the shadow, quad shadow, excuse me. Very, very agile, very mobile too, but Zexora wants to lock into it.
Lama,
Has the Crimson Beacon popped in the back, blazing duet, but where's the damage? XC will eat up from the inside, that's a kick on towards Bankai, one
Focus
less
down.
to worry about.
There was
Shadow
ulti.
kill finally gets right only. I thought it was going to jump into the back too, but yeah, that's going to be it. Boostgate, 2 kills, and possibly the Lourdes.
Well, I guess that's the timing that you're talking about, right? Because they're not forcing anything out. They're waiting for Team Zone to make their move, and then they completely harass them for making that move. 8,000 gold lead. They get a turret in the bottom side, another one. And I think, well, there you go. They're very quick to get that
Lord?
first Lord down.
Dimulakan.
Wow.
Okay, ada kontes diberikan.
That's gonna be a
Teammate
1v1.
Hayabusa.
Good mountain shocker to bob and weave away from that shadow kill.
8,000.
But yeah, with the carry,
Satu sama lah aku rasa.
your jungler doesn't even need to go and do the Lord.
Expectation aku tadi
Sure,
2-0
Kazooie really
tu.
appreciates that. And XC just being a front line, providing vision,
Mana
providing
first game tadi draft dorang kot.
information, even letting teams
Dua
know
pick
that
off
I'm
kan.
here.
Yeah.
Tak bagus.
Picked up the Chastis.
Baldwin.
Chastise or chastise?
Magic pula combo tak ada burst.
If you're
Barang tak
Australian,
jadi.
it could be Chastis.
Chastise.
Chastis.
Chastise.
Anyway.
Really depends on which hemisphere you're from.
Mana guna ulti. Ini untuk menzoning. Tendangan kat atas Pogies. Pogies bakal gunakan flicker melarikan diri. Blazing Duet digunakan. Manipulation digunakan juga.
And look at the damage from Boostgate Esports. This carry is online. So is Kazue. 6-0-2. The Lord will try to march in.
Yeah, and look at Kazui, RX, and I did it now with the Wishing Lantern. This is going to be so annoying for Team Zone because your backliners want to stay away, but might get zoned out or actually get targeted by Kazui, and then your front line's like, dude, I don't want to deal with the Jushin or the carry.
It's a problem, for sure. It's a problem. And like the issues that we thought would surface with the carry pick is definitely not evident here. The spacing, the timing has been crazy. Okay.
Mengejar yang besar. Yang besar tak boleh balik tu. Dia jumpa pula belakang.
That's gonna be taken down.
Ada Shadow.
From the realm of the
Blazing
shadows.
Duet. Kazu down.
And weaving, just shadowing away.
Wah.
Bankai. That is beautiful from Kazue, a cold-blooded killer. He does get taken down, but it is still very much worth it. And Boostgate, they want to go in for more. Sieging on the top side turret. Identity jumping in with the Crimson Beacon, shielding his team together. The lift-off will be cancelled. Pride will be safe, but RX still gunning down the members of Team Zone. Man, Kazue.
That was one of those plays that deserves a instant replay here. But look at the damage that XE is taking. Not very much.
Tickle my toes.
Yeah. So I think at this point, K does have the Trinity. Maybe just needs any kind of penetration item, either the Malefic Roar or the Malefic Gun. Looking at the items here, might go for the Malefic Gun. I hope he goes for that because I feel like at this point it doesn't matter if you build more defense, right? The other option, he might go for Sea Halberd, which honestly can as well. Either those three items, I think it would serve him very well.
Let's have to see. I mean, the carry now has extra range from the
Wildcard kategori macam mana ya, bah? Kategori macam mana? Soalan ni macam mana ni? Aku tak faham. Kategori macam mana maksudnya? Ini kelayakan untuk masuk layakkan diri group stage M7. Ini jalan kedua dia. Macam itulah.
At this point, it
Tim-tim yang
feels quite long gone already, but man,
orang
Zone is
cakap
still level
ada
15.
peluang kedua
Only 12 minutes.
dekat wildcard ni.
So there's no
Antara semua region yang
opportunity
terpilih.
for them to go for the contest either way. They need
Diorang
to
tak
figure
boleh
out
terus
to
masuk
find a
group
proper
stage.
defense, but even then, I don't think that Kenny was, placed in a way that he was.
Sebab selalunya
He was
tim
just
yang
targeted.
akan layakkan
So
diri
what's the
kat
thing
group
you do?
stage tu
Expect
tim yang ada
the
M
air
series.
banking on the
M
lead
series
to
lah, MPL.
properly defend
Kecuali tim
and
Rusia.
put away
Rusia
threat.
punya cup bukan
You
MPL.
kind of have to use your front line at this point and
Yes.
hope that Boostgate
Apa
just
cup dia?
use all.
Lupa.
Hold on, that's not sufficient.
Dah usah. Ni Shadow dah kena tutup ni.
Kenny gets taken down so low. He has the kick on toward Wactor, but that's gonna be the
Dah
basic
usah down.
threat. Is this the
Wah,
defense
blunder
that
tu.
T-Zone is looking
Boostgate
for?
blunder.
Kazue and Wactor gone. And
Kenapa
now
dia masuk
Team
begitu?
Zone
Tak baloi.
eyeing an opportunity to possibly equalize
Flicker
the
digunakan.
conditions. Actually gets taken down quite a bit, half to half HP. But Team Zone will reset.
Okay, let's discuss this. Was that intentional or not?
I
Lot
feel
dah
like it
ada.
was. I feel like that was a bait.
Yeah, putting yourself in a position where the Haya would go in with 5 members there, able to punish. Bankai not gonna get lifted up here. Hey, if that was on purpose, shout outs to Kenny or
Just wait
whoever
it, man.
whoever made the call.
Terus halfway.
Play, Mountain
Joker
Shocker
tak
missing
kena.
towards Exi. The consecration does give him that movement speed. So yeah, Team Zone, they will back away.
So what's Kazue's stack on, right? Because he got killed twice.
Siapa yang menang kalau group stage lain? Betul.
But
I wish we could see how many Skypiercer stacks that he lost because of those
a lot.
two
I think a
moments.
lot.
Ask and you shall receive
Group stage pengiraan dia macam mana?
later on. I have a feeling 28
Oh, dia main switch stage.
Left or lost?
left.
Oh.
Either 28 or like 30, 34.
Isn't that significant?
I think it's still okay, honestly.
Maknanya
because I
nanti
feel like
dekat
even if he sells
M7
Skyfisher
1,
now,
2,
he still
3,
does a lot
4,
of
5,
damage.
6, 7, 8. 8 tim je yang akan layakkan
Team Zone
diri ke
trying to zone out Boostgate. And this might
Knockout
be
stage.
where they will show out their namesake in team zone. I mean, trying to push away the players of Boostgate
Lawanan
Esports.
apa? Best of
And I think
3
the only way that Boostgate Esports might want to commit is the fact
best
they
of
will wait
one,
for
though.
Lord and then re-engage,
pertama best of
towards
one.
players of Team Zone, because now Team Zone slowly but surely getting their
Ay.
items, getting the gold, especially with the kills
Bes.
towards Kazue too. That's somehow quite a strong bounty as well.
Now with the BOD, I feel like Kazue, it doesn't matter how much skirmishes stack he has.
And at this point, Exora's caught up in levels. And now K, Wind of Nature instead. So he didn't go for that penetration item that you were talking about. But would this mean that he's ready for a team fight? Like maybe they want to go for a contest on Lord?
I would say he's safe against the Haya, but he still just has to be careful of RX.
Carry.
RX is the only problem. Other than that, I think he should be fine.
I think Kazue, yeah, he can just jump in and jump out, and the shadow kill can be tanked by multiple members, right? But if it's gonna be RX consistently gunning down and
Lot mudah dapat kan?
taking the damage,
Oleh tim
so
Turki.
that's where the problem lies. But yeah, the Lord secured safely by the players of Boostgate Esports and also Kazue. Is this the moment?
This may or may not matter, but Bankai does have that Winter Crown. So maybe he might go for a play, just bait someone in, and then Winter Crown, and then
Dan
that's
Joker, Uranus.
See?
Lisker digunakan. Alamak. Hylos dah ulti. Kerugian. Nampak gayanya ni macam tak boleh defend ni guys. Ada bau-bau ni.
Wide open, just a mid-tier turret separating them.
Tendangan. Bangkai down, blazing duet. Wind of Nature dibuka. Mati, double kill. End ni guys. Satu sama cok.
The member that is much more scary for Boostgate Esports. As the Lord marches into the base, they will try to take it down. Zexora still alive, but is the damage enough? They still have the mid-tier turret to defend the base. And Team Zone, hold on. Is this the turnaround? Zexora going mad, but it seems like he has to back away. That was his only chance at redemption.
I would say that one is brilliant coming in from Kenny as well as K. Because K, you see that he goes in with the Blazing Duet.
The KK combo.
Yeah, the KK combo, Kenny K. Right before K gets caught by that carry, I think he only took like 2 basic attacks and then he just jumped back, switched places with Dexter, making it so that he can clear the wave. Right? It's nice to
Cun-cun
see,
dengan beli Winter Crown ni
even
guys.
at this crucial moment, 70 minutes of the game, it's like, I know I need to deal damage, but it's not going to matter if I die.
There's layers to it, right? There's layers to the defense now, and it's going to be even more difficult. XC?
Look at the burst. XC still alive with the consecration. Good pick off, but that's going to be the shadow kill. Not enough to take down anyone. K gets whacked her, but look at RX go.
Down.
He gets Bankai. It's a worth it trade for Boostgate Esports.
Yeah, look at the minions as well.
Berapa hari wildcard?
Bottom and top.
Hari
Not gonna be
Jumaat,
pushing in the
Sabtu,
same time as
Ahad,
mid-tier, but they
Isnin,
are
Selasa.
stacking up.
Berapa hari guys?
Purchase as well for K. It's going to help him clear the wave even faster, especially with the splash damage and the blazing duet. So at least for now, Team Zone still
5 hari.
gripping this
Lepas tu
game
sambung
at 10
balik
fingers,
Swiss
both
stage.
hands, but it's slipping
10 hari
away
bulan.
slowly if Boostgate
Jadi
Esports
ada
can
masa
bomb and weave and just come and bait out
berapa hari?
all the resources.
We're knocking on 18
Sampai
to
6.
19 minutes. One of the
6 hari.
longer games that we've seen in the wild cards, mostly averaging at around 15 minutes. We've seen a few games stretch to
start
that
balik.
20th minute, but
Stage.
man, Boostgate Esports and Team Zone in the second game, they're really putting up a fight. We do see an item change for Kazue here, Lafel. No more Sky Piercer, Warax instead.
And again, he can definitely do that. Oh, it's a
Whoa, Zexora!
Oh, tendangan.
Of nature will save RX and Zexora gets deleted. Identity will come
Blunder,
in, but
blunder.
Bright solo. Shadow kill in the
Ah,
back.
ni mati
Factor
ni.
looks for the kick and Bright gets deleted.
Blazing duet.
Hey!
Dekat
With
bahagian
the
belakang.
blazing duet, but is it enough?
Mati.
It is not. And
Satu
Kazue
sama
will
duk, ada game
put
ketiga
him
duk.
down. It's just Kenny and his broken base. His friends taken down as Boostgate Esports
GG,
they
mana
farm the
dapat defend
bodies and prepare their graves.
This is the end, right? It's gotta be.
It has to be it, Kenny. I don't think you can hold on, brother. The crystal wide open and Kenny bullied around in his own backyard.
Mak, meninggal terus.
Boostgate Esports.
Tak ada apa-apa, game kedua berjaya dimenangkan oleh tim daripada Turki, Boostgate guys. Congratulations. Jangan lupa like, komen, share bagi pendapat korang pasal game kedua kali ni. Kita akan saksikan game ketiga penentuan sebentar saja lagi. Let's go.
But eventually